In this video, I will share with you some important resources that can be used in your research of international business-related topics. Now, I recommend that you use these resources throughout the semester in order to write the best possible papers. Now, let's take a look at resources available at Tidewater Community College first. You can access these resources by clicking on the Research tab inside of Blackboard at the top right portion of the screen. And on this screen you will see an important opportunity to access help from a librarian. These reference librarians are all around the country at different community college and four-year institutions. And to get help, simply click on Chat. And it will give you access to the 24/7 chat area. Now select Tidewater Community College from the drop-down menu and wait for a moment for the LRC live portal to come up over here on the right-hand side of your screen. Now you're going to enter all the requested information, your name, your email address, phone number. You're going to select the college again and enter your question. And when you provide all the required information, click on Connect, and this will open up a chat log with a reference librarian who can help you find sources of information to answer questions you might have. And I encourage you to use this resource. I use it myself, and the reference librarians associated with this project are very, very good. So now let's close this window and return to the Research tab. If you click on the Gail Reference link here, you can see that the site is organized by subject. And I hope that the TCC website will not let me down. There it is. You can see that it's organized by subject, and if you click on business, you will see that Gail Reference provides several business resources. Now if we pick a topic like India, let's just type that in here. You see that you have plenty of resources to consider on your topic on India. Now if we get out of here and go back to the TCC reference screen, you will see that there is a category entitled Multicultural Studies, one for Law, one for Nation and World. Now most of what is in the reference, in Gail Reference, is encyclopedia type resources and books, but you may find them helpful in defining the scope of your research. Now let's go to the databases. Now if you click on the link entitled 19 EBSCO host databases, you see what TCC has to offer in terms of databases. And it kicked me out. Let's try it again. There we go. Now and there's a whole list of databases here on a variety of different topics, but one of the best databases for business research is called Business Source Complete. And depending upon the topic you are researching, you may find other resources in this list as well. But let's look at Business Source Complete. At the top, you will enter your first research term, and we will use India one more time. And from the search fields at the top, you can refine your search even further. So let's type in cars for an additional search term and hit enter. And here is the result of our search. And included on number 3 is an article on the small car segment in India. Now if you were doing research on this topic, you would click on the title of the document, and you can open a PDF of the document and read it, or you can print it, you can email it to yourself, you can add it to your research folder, you can grab the citation or export it, or use the other couple of options here, but I'm not familiar with those. In this course, it's important that you include citations in your papers, and this kind of makes it easy. If you click on the Cite button, you can see that there are several styles of citations that come up on your screen. And I require APA, but your other professors might require something else. But you can basically cut and paste the citation here, from here. Okay, so there are several other resources that you can use that are available on the internet. University of Michigan maintains an excellent website called Global Edge that both academics and those in business use on a regular basis. Now you can access Global Edge straight from the internet using your browser. If you type it in as your search term, so let's type in Global Edge into Google, and the Michigan site comes up very close to the top of your search results, if not the first item. So click on the link, and you see immediately that this site is directly related to international trade. Now from the home page, you can request basic research by trading block, by country, state, or industry. I would also recommend that you register for the Global Edge newsletter if you're interested in international business as a career. You will also see that there are blogs that you can read that will also present various opinions on important international topics. If you ever want to include an interview with someone as a source of information in one of your papers, this might be a good way to track someone down who seems to have information on the topic you are researching. If you click on the reference desk, you will see that there are directories, modules, export tutorials, and a glossary database. You can find the export, you might find the export tutorials to be particularly helpful when researching foreign markets on a particular industry or country. You will see that there are all sorts of questions asked here about export readiness, government regulations, financial considerations, sales and marketing, logistics. And if we leave export tutorials and go back to the reference desk, you will see that the Global Resource Directory also offers a lot of good resource information. You can perform research on specific countries, pull statistical data, look at rankings, and access publications. You may also find that you are researching a current topic in international business, and that information is found over here. Knowledge tools is pretty cool, and you can play around with these tools to access additional market information and economic data. Okay, so we're going to leave Global Edge behind and now go into the internet for some pretty good sources that are available straight off the internet. And again, all these resources are listed in a separate document that I will offer to you in Blackboard. Now, one of the most popular sources in international sources of international information is from the CIA World Factbook. And this is a very good resource that most of your diplomats, military, and business people use to access conditions overseas. Now, all you do is select your country from the drop-down menu. So since I'm looking at India, we'll select India again. And then you will be given all sorts of information on the country, including a map and a picture of their flag. You can find a lot of information on this site about general topics of interest relating to the country you are researching. Now, another good resource is the Office of the United States Trade Representative. And as you visit these websites, I would recommend that you bookmark them in your browser. Now, at this website, you can look at trade agreements, information on countries and regions. You can look at specific trade topics. And if you click on the button called Trade Toolbox, there's even more information available here. Okay, now the State Department's website also has a lot of good information on different issues regarding trade. It is also a very good way to keep up on international issues regarding trade. And these issues are coming up all around the world. Okay, so now let's take a look at the Market Research Library. This is put together by the Department of Commerce. And if you click on Access Market Research Library, you will see that there's all sorts of information in this database as well. Registration is free, but they do require you to sign up in order to access the information. Now, this information is generated by the government and written by analysts who work with private industry to promote U.S. exports. And this can be a very good international resource. As you can see, the market let's look at see if we can get in here. You can see that now this is just another way to get to the same thing, which is the market research, the resource or market research library. But you can see that in the library you can access the country commercial guides, the industry overviews, the market updates, and some other very, very good information. Now, once you enter the market research library, you can drill down on what you want to access by selecting from a list of industries or regions. You can drill down to even specific countries, and also from selecting the type of report that you want. Now, you may have to dig a little to get the information you want here, but there are some very good resources that generally come up in this market research library. Now, when it comes to actual data, one of the most important resources and one of the government agencies that handles most of the trade data is the Census Bureau. Now, if you click on the Data tab at the top, let's do this. Let's select international trade first, and then you're going to click on the Data tab. There are several reports that you can look at, but the one that I find most helpful is the profile of U.S. companies, and there are plenty of reports here to give you some foundational information. You see, you can pull it from number of partner countries, world areas and selected countries, so there's all sorts of different information in here. Okay, so enough with the domestic resources. There are also some good international business resources, and the United States does not have the monopoly on this information. One of the resources that you can use is the United Nations. And if you go to the United Nations home screen, you will click on Welcome to indicate that you want the site in English. And you can explore this website and find all sorts of resources beyond what I will show you. But for now, I'm going to click on Business Partnerships. And there we go. And from this page, you can access information by region or business sector, by global issue, by partnership type, and by UN organization. You will also see that in the drop-down menu that there appears the names of companies that are in partnership with the United Nations, and they are listed, and there are tons of them to choose from. Now, another good resource is Transparency International. And when you Google Transparency International, you want to make sure that you don't get Transparency USA. You want transparency.org. Now, Transparency International is basically a watchdog organization that researches issues relating to the private sector, to poverty, intergovernmental bodies, climate change, whistleblowing. We can actually look at the whole list of topics that they research. Defense and military. Humanitarian assistance. You even get some information on sports. But one of the most important resources we use from Transparency International is their ranking of nations based on the level of corruption. So if we click on corruption by country, you can pull all sorts of information here based on country. You just click on the country that you want to research. You can expand your research by looking at any one of these indices. There's plenty of them there. But this in general is a really good site for getting to know the business environment of a country. Now, as you turn in cited resources or cited sources to me, I will examine those links and then expand on the list of resources that we use in future classes. Now, your professor may also examine those sources to see if they'll be helpful to other students. So your contributions to the list of sources of information will certainly be appreciated and will benefit future students that take this class. Thank you so much.